And we're back with another review. This time we're going to be talking about the most anticipated movie of the year, the return of Harrison Ford in Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I'm kidding, of course. I don't think anybody was really anticipating this one. If anything, they were probably dreading it because they were like, okay, Harrison Ford's getting up there in age. CGI, Disney owns LucasArts, how's this going to work out? And I will say, after watching this movie and having a, few hours to digest it and to go over my thoughts, I think this movie's all right. I'm a person that didn't really, hate. I know people say that movie pretty much killed the franchise. You add Shia LaBeouf, you have swinging in the trees with monkeys and aliens. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. But I think this film, after watching it and seeing where it ended and what happened in the third act, I think, I guess Indiana Jones was always going to go towards Crystal Skull stuff, It was going to go towards that, at least from what I see right now. And I'm not saying that, you have to accept the reality of what Indiana Jones has become. You don't have to. There's 3 movies before Kingdom of the Crystal Skull that you can just cherish and hold on to and think, this is where Indiana Jones is supposed to be. But let's get into this. Let's break this down. Let me tell you what I liked and what I didn't like about this film. And we have to start off with the great Harrison Ford. The legend has returned, coming back to Indiana Jones. This is what he wanted for a long, long time. After Crystal Skull, he was like, okay, I'm ready. I'm getting hit in the gym. And I'm ready for Shia LaBeouf and me to go on adventure. And that didn't come to reality for obvious reasons. Mainly Disney dragging their feet on this. But we got this. Harrison Ford is coming back. And he's great in this film. He hasn't missed a beat. I feel like he's been wanting this for a long, long time. He's said as much in various interviews over the years. And it's really nice to see Harrison Ford back in the saddle and coming back as Indiana Jones. And what I really particularly like about this film is they don't, shy away from the fact that this is an old Indiana Jones. He can't do the things that he used to do in the previous films. He can't be jumping across vast caverns and, running as much. They show Harrison Ford running in this film, and he's running like an old dude, which I appreciate because I like when I see my characters age and go through stages of life. They could have easily just CGI'd the heck out of Harrison Ford, and don't get me wrong, they do a lot of CGI in here with Harrison Ford in this film. But I mean, when they show him older wise, they could have been just like, we're not going to even acknowledge the fact that he's older. He could probably, we're just going to show him still be able to climb things with no problem, run, jump, punch people, fight people. And it looks like he hasn't missed a beat. But in this film, they don't do that. They show you, there's a scene, one of my favorite scenes in this film is when they have Indiana Jones and he's captured by a couple people. And regularly, Indiana Jones could probably get out of this situation. He could probably just meet up these 3 people, no problem. But, being an older Harrison Ford, he goes to try to punch somebody and he gets one of them, but then the other guy catches him and he kind of is like, dang, I can't do what I used to. And I really appreciated that. And then we also have Phoebe Waller-Bridge. I think I said her name right. I don't know how I feel about her character. She's playing Helena Shaw, the goddaughter of Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones and her father have gone on adventures. They're looking for the dial and everything. Her character is, I'll just say, annoying, to be nice. When I was watching the film, there was scenes where she'll say and do things which I understand what they're trying to portray her character as, of having no feelings, no emotions, because she's kind of been, on her own for a long time. But there's certain situations that happen in the film where she does things and other characters around her are, like the audience, saying, whoa, dude, that just happened. Why are you doing what you're doing? And she'll just respond with oh, I'm sorry. It doesn't really work for me, rooting for her character. It doesn't give her any brownie points for me being like, you know what, she's a cool character. I want to see her continue the franchise. And if they do that with this character, I don't know how that's going to work. But the first iteration of her, the first impression of her that I got I'm kind of mixed on. I'm not saying that Phoebe did a horrible job, acting or anything. No, she did a great job with that. It's just the character that she is, given is not a very likable one, I think. Let me know in the comments down below if you liked this character or hated this character, because I'm still confused. And of course, we have Mikkelsen doing Mad Mikkelsen things. He's great in this film. He plays a Nazi a little bit too well. And also, Antonio Banderas is in here. I did not know this. When I saw him, I was like, oh yeah, I did see him in the trailer, but I did not realize it was Antonio Banderas. He's in the film. As far as the story itself, I think this is it's a good Indiana Jones story. I think it's good. I think where people are going to really throw their hands up and say, I'm going to walk out of the theater and cry, Indiana Jones has been ruined, is the third act, where they're building up this dial of destiny and they're saying what it could have the possibilities of doing. And traditionally in Indiana Jones films, there's a separation between science fiction and science, reality and non-reality kind of stuff. But where Crystal Skull kind of threw that out the window, this film does things similar to that. And like I said, I don't mind Crystal Skull. There's things in there I really, really like. It's definitely leaning more towards Crystal Skull and the Dial of Destiny. And if you didn't like Crystal Skull, I don't think you're going to like this one. But for me, I think that this film was entertaining. I liked seeing Harrison Ford getting back into things. There's a really cool chase scene that they have in here. And, this is nice. I know there's a lot of CGI going on with Harrison Ford. It's really noticeable. I didn't really mind the de-aging stuff that they did. But it's there. So it's really noticeable. Some of the characters are kind of like throwaway, but I think that overall this is a decent film. I had some fun with it. There was things here and there that I didn't really like, CGI, some of the story beats towards the third act. I was kind of like, whoa, it's kind of weird. But overall, like I said, it's a good, fun time. If you like Indiana Jones, you might like this film. If you hated Crystal Skull, I don't know if you're going to like this film, but ultimately, guys, you got to let me know what you think of this in the comments down below. Did you like this film? Did you hate this film? Do you plan on seeing this film? Or you're like, the first three Indiana Jones were so perfect, I'm not going to even watch anything after that. Let me know in the comments down below. But guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. We're almost to 2,000 subscribers, and I really appreciate that. It's kind of wild to think about it, but we're almost there. Can't thank you guys enough. But as always, guys, keep watching movies.